Alright, so today we'll start our course on Unreal. We're changing our PA. We've been on Scream Labs for the last year, so now that we're close to the year March, for December, we're going to change up to OBS, which is awesome. So I did have a client contact me on some basic things, so I'm going to go over some basic things in the video, like basically how can back and forth. How can we, objects in Unreal Editor, which you're looking at right now. This is Studios. So basically giving everybody a look at some of the C++ coding, that you use to manipulate your games. Basically going into your game modes, different things like that. So we'll jump back over to Unreal really quick. So basically how to route. Alright, so get in the editor. You're basically using your simple keys like WASD to move around. If you have a controller, that's what I do. I prefer working with a controller. If you have a controller, you can work with the screens like that, fly around that way, and you get a lot of different ways to move around like that. You can also hold left click down and pan your screen left to right, and you can also increase or decrease how fast you're based on moving the mouse. So that is basically some keys on how you can move around. And it's a wonderful engine. You get to thinking about creating games like some of the big titles that you see, like Long was created in the Unreal Engine. Fortnite, of course, everybody knows the big title Fortnite, and many more titles. So basically, what would be over this course, just like we did Fortnite course, we have our Fortnite course. Take your time to look over that and check out all the different classes. Also check out the exclusive classes that's actually on the website. So get a chance to check that out. And also ultimately that'll make it a lot easier for you to get a jump start on this course because the engines are roughly the same. So basically what we'll be going over in this course is basically moving around, just like we just did. We'll go over motions, we'll go over all the various tools like landscaping. You have modeling mode, we'll go over that. We'll go over selection mode, we'll go over scaling. We'll also go over mobile optimizing, and we'll go over console optimizing and how to get your games on the right platforms, and basically how to go through the whole process from creating your GDD, which is a game design document that basically tells you all the different things that you're going to put in the game, all the way up into what are the inputs and what are going to be the different game mechanisms and things of that nature. So we'll go all over all of that stuff. And of course, we'll also go over some of the C++ stuff that you actually see here, like just going into regular combat character, how do you edit some of these parameters and values, and basically how do you call some of these different functions that you see right here, and it also can, if you actually go into the characters setup on both sides, you can actually add things like parameters. Now you see your view functions, your view properties are the properties that you see in the control panel or the details panel that are things that are editable. So just like you see in verse, when you see something that says at editable or something like that, that is more what you see on in here when it comes down to the U properties. So the U properties are things that are customizable in the editor. And now we're starting to get to some of our variables, some of our floats. And these are just some of the different floats that you see in the editor. Um, and this is basically like the distance ahead of the character for attack or the collision capsule. And this is where you can start editing some of the default things that you get with the template. Say you get the template and you say, well, it's great, but it could also use this or use that. These are some of the ways that you can go in and edit some of those things. So, of course, you have some C# in here also, some of those things. But what we're going to be focusing on more so than anything is going to be really, really just focusing on C++. That's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the intro to C++, and this will all be at the end of the class, so don't get overwhelmed. This will be in the beginning of the course. This will be closer to the end, but this will outline everything that we're doing and bring it all to a head. So as we put things together in the editor, we'll also get a chance at the end of the course to go over some of those things that we implemented, and you'll get a chance to see those things inside of the code in a textile. So that's enough of C++ for now. So that's what we're going to be going over with that. This is basically how you change your camera speed. So you can basically go pretty high, pretty low, and I try to keep it at like something like a 3 or 2, so it's roughly easy to move around. So yeah, let's put that back on. So that's some of the stuff that we're just how to get the interface to kind of work with you in the ways that you need to work with you and the things that you need. Say if you ever get your loader out of whack and you can't get your editor back in place, you can always load the default editor. So things like that are just some small ways that you can get everything running how you need it to run. Also, another cool thing is this being able to build your partition, and that ultimately is gonna make it a lot better, and a lot better. Yeah, yeah, just a lot better if you use that. So you definitely want to make sure you use that. Keep your scalability low. So this is where you would come in, change settings that affect your scalability in the viewport. So you want to make sure that that's as good as you can have it. And ultimately, that'll wrap up what we're doing. So the project that we're going to start up on, you see, it's called Fast Data. So it's going to be a basic course just going over some of the small stuff and some of the stuff that the basic stuff about Unreal Engine and cinematics. I might put a couple of cinematics in there, things like that. How to maneuver the camera, how to do animations. I might likely go over that. I'm also going to do a Blender course. So this is just the start of the Unreal course. So definitely get ready for the Blender course if you've been around on the channel for a while. If you haven't, like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.